Yeah, I'm Trevor Brooking, Director of Football Development with the FA, really involved in sort of developing the men's and the women's game really at all age levels, and obviously an involvement in the international team structure as well.
Okay, so the Olympics next year in London, I mean, what are your plans? Will you be going?
Well, I hope so. Although it looks like tickets might be difficult to get at the present. No, look, we've got football in for the first time, which is fantastic from where I sit in football development. It's still to be resolved, you know, what it'll be under a GB banner, whether it be all English players or a mixture, and hopefully I think it'd be nice if we get all the home countries involved, because it'd be a great opportunity for all them to experience playing at the top level in a home tournament really, which I think the interest will be massive, and where I look in football development, it's a great platform for us to develop both the men's and the women's game, because I think the crowds have been massive, and hopefully we can continue the legacy afterwards.
Are there any particular Olympic sports that you like personally?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a great lover. I was very lucky. I was Sport England when we went out to Sydney, so I watched the Olympics out there, and certainly athletics is one I always follow. And swimming is another popular one, and then the different sports. Hockey I quite enjoyed watching when I was there. Obviously you got some of the individual, judo, boxing, and it depends then as to whether we qualify in one or two of the others. But I mean, Paralympics was a massive. I'm sure you've seen wheelchair basketball. That's pretty competitive stuff as well. So no, I think there are lots of sports that I think if you get lucky enough to see at the London Olympics, just to sample the atmosphere, it doesn't particularly matter if it's a sport you've seen before, to be honest. You just get caught up in the whole enthusiasm, excitement, and I don't think anyone's quite realised how big the Olympics will be next year, but it will be massive, and all I would say to people is don't miss it if you can.
Favourite Olympic memory?
Oh, I think I know Steve Redgrave quite well, so I think the rowing. When I was at Sporting, it was very funny. We started the lottery funding, and I suppose there was the sports that really we looked at. We supported quite strongly. Rowing was one of them. Obviously, sailing was another one as well. And there we are talking about both those where they're still very strong. Well, Steve, his gold medal list was unprecedented. So even as I went out there for a little while, but I've always tried to get up if it's been on at some obscure time to watch the rowing event. And I think when he won his record medal event, and Matthew Pinson obviously is another one, those two always stand out for me. And Kelly Holmes, again, her performance last time, when she got her done, the two events were again fantastic. So the different sports like that, I suppose, stand out. From the athletic point of view, Mr. Bolt was pretty sensational last time round. So hopefully, if he's fit, the London Olympics, everyone probably would be watching him. I mean, the fact he wasn't English, British, or whatever, he just was a sensational athlete that just took it on another level. So people like that hopefully will come through at the London Olympics as well.
What event do you think you could compete at?
Me, no, funny enough, I used to enjoy athletics when I was younger. 200 metres was mine, and also I was quite long strided, so I used to do the old triple jump. I went in my district, Ilford district, and I competed in the Essex or the county championships, but I didn't get to the England school one. But 200 metres and triple jump were my two main events. Although one or two of my football colleagues reckoned I wasn't the quickest. I couldn't believe that I was a 200 metres competitor. But I said my long strides ate them up in the last 50 yards. But no, I like any of those. In years gone by, I'm showing my age, but anything. The mile, 3 miles, 6 miles were my event. I used to go to the White City with my uncle and my Chris Chataway days, and then there was a Russian called Kutz and Zatopek. I remember watching him at White City, and then the Co era, and when we were fantastic in the 1500 metres, Ovek, I think they're the ones that we all remember as we're growing up.
Okay, and finally, what's the best thing about London?
London, well, we talk about it when we're trying to bid for events these days. I mean, I've noticed it in football. We're such a multicultural society, really, and London reflects that with all the different community groups and and countries that are reflected there. I think it's just going to be an event that everyone can enjoy and take part, and probably see relatives or people that they know, because we get so many visitors to London anyway that I think it's just going to be a great tourist opportunity. But I think the London community will just welcome it with open arms, and not just London, because right across the country I think there'll be opportunities for everyone to enjoy the Olympics. So it's not just about London as a city. I think the country as a whole have no idea how much it's going to impact them. But from a facilities point of view, and naturally longer term, we hope the legacy for London is going to be great for sport.